Hey everyone, Wiggles here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to complete the Sysntehsis Doctor on Elite difficulty in Tarisland. It's pretty simple, there are some tricky mechanics to it, but once you understand those mechanics, the positioning and the targeting is super simple. Alright, let's just get right into it. So there's three types of potions when you first get into the battleground. Players that are playing damage should get the red potion, players doing healing should get the green potion, and the tanks should get the blue potion. The boss will summon blood red orbs. The DPS just have to go around and touch them, and make sure they don't last on the field long because they'll explode after a little while. Throughout the fight, the boss will cast super toxin on the target, and that person just has to go back to the potion tables at the start, get the same potion they had at the start, replenish it, and then it'll remove the effect. At phase 2 in the fight, when the boss's HP drops below 50%, it'll start summoning chimeras, and at first it'll summon this blue orb. You want to DPS that down as fast as possible, make sure everybody's focusing that, because over time that orb will spawn more blue chimeras. And then next, after you're done getting those blue chimeras, which will take some AoE damage, everyone should rotate straight to the red chimera. You want to kill down the red chimera right away because it'll do a self-destruct ability, and as soon as you kill the red chimera, you'll notice that the boss will start summoning the green chimera, and at that moment all the melee DPS and the DPS should focus on the center of the stage and even stand really close to the center, because the tank should bring the boss to the center as well. And when the green chimera's out, there's going to be a green circle around the boss. It'll act as a shield against the boss's fusion explosion. And when that green circle's up, you want to make sure the boss is standing right next to the green chimera. And if you're not inside that shield, it'll definitely wipe you out. And then throughout the fight in phase 2, the boss will cast a stomp, inflicting vulnerability on the tank, which gives them armor break, so they have to switch to targets. Throughout the fight, there's also going to be blue orbs, and at that moment, the tanks have to go out and run around and touch those blue orbs. And a couple times in the fight, there's going to be these green slimes that are on the healers, and as soon as you see that, there's going to be like a red line attached to the green slime to the healer. You want to immediately swap. If you're playing DPS, make sure those go down quick. Those can do a lot of damage to the healers and put a lot of pressure on them just when there's about to be another change in the fight, so make sure you do that quick. So overall, DPS, make sure you take the red potion. After the boss summons any blood red orbs, immediately approach it and detonate them. If you're affected by a super toxin, immediately go back to the potion and replenish it and dispel the negative effect. After the boss casts blue toxin, break that core quickly, which is that blue orb. After the boss casts red toxin, quickly switch targets to defeat that target. That red chimera is really powerful if you don't get it done quick. And then right after that, make sure you kill that green chimera and bring the boss next to that chimera, so it's really easy to bring that protective shield to the team to reduce the damage from that fusion explosion. So after you do all that, the boss will also do this big AoE attack at the time. But if you're taking a lot of damage at the time, just stand back. It looks kind of like a spin, pretty self-explanatory when you see it. But after that whole chimera fight, the next big mechanic to this boss is fusion explosion. So there's going to be 3 circles on the center of the map, and all these circles are going to have a different number on the top of them. Typically you'll see like 2 blues, 2 greens, and 2 reds. And when you see that, the 2 tanks with the 2 blue potions have to go into the blue shield. The 2 healers with the green potion have to go in the green shield. And if it says 2 DPS, then 2 DPS have to go inside that red shield. Make sure you don't have more than 2 if it says 2. If it says 3, make sure you don't have more than 3. If it says 1, make sure you don't have more than 1. And everybody else not participating in that, if you got the numbers right, can go straight to the boss and start attacking it. Everyone will get that damage reduction, so it doesn't matter where you are on the fight when you soak that attack. And that mechanic will happen a couple times in the fight. So rotate between those orbs, the chimeras, and that fusion explosion, and you should be able to kill Prosk, the Sysntehsis Doctor, on elite difficulty in no time. So healers, make sure you take the green potion. After the boss summons the green slime, keep moving away from that green slime. The DPS should get that down really quick. When you're affected by the super toxin, immediately go back to the green potion and replenish it to dispel the effect. After the boss casts the blue toxin, pay attention to your teammates' HP because they'll start taking a lot of damage. And when the boss is casting that green chimera, which is green toxin, pay attention to the entire team's HP because there's going to be a big AoE attack. So get ready to save those big skills for that. And then also just make sure that you match inside the number of people for the green protective shield. I highly would recommend, if anybody dies throughout the fight, to res the healer, because then the healer is able to res another person, just in case you don't make the amount of numbers for the next shield. I've had it where the boss is almost dead, but we only had 1 healer up, so we weren't able to survive the fusion explosion. So Resident Healer is super handy. And then lastly, if you're playing as a tank here, take the blue potion, and anytime you see the blue cores go up on the map, make sure you immediately approach them to absorb that blue core for your team. And throughout the fight, make sure your hatred is ranked in the top 2 to prevent the mixed toxin from attacking other players, because this mixed toxin can do tons of damage. And after you see the boss cast blue toxin, immediately start getting those minions. And in phase 2, when the boss casts stomp, switch tank, pass the hatred of the boss over to the secondary tank. You'll see the debuff on the tanks to know which tank should swap the aggro. And then after that, when the boss casts the fusion explosion, just make sure that you're inside the blue protective shield and that it matches the number above. Definitely help the DPS take down the green chimera in the middle of the fight, because you want to bring the boss out that way anyways, and killing that AoE down right away is super handy for your team. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. I hope it helped you out. If it did, please give it a like so YouTube will recommend it to more people like yourself. And please subscribe to my channel to see more great Tarisland videos just like this. Have a great day, everyone.